Hey there, I'm Joel from the CSE Tech Talks team, and let's talk about AI. We all know that large language models have become kind of a huge elephant in the room in the education space, and it's so easy to use them incorrectly. Now, I'm not an expert in AI or education, but what I am is a junior in computer engineering with a GPA that I'm proud of and that I worked really hard for. And I've spent the last 3 years learning how to properly integrate LLMs into my workflow without sacrificing any learning. Or at least I really hope so. I want to show you how I use AI, but can still walk into the testing center with complete confidence every time. So today, I'm going to break down for you the top 5 ways I've found to use AI in education correctly. And just to be a little meta here, no, this video was not written with the assistance of any AI. Coming in at number 5, always use a thinking model. This one's more based on vibes than hard data, but I've just been burned too many times and I've become kind of superstitious. If I can't trust that the model knows the subject matter and is coming to the right conclusions, or that it's doing any metacognition and checking itself, the whole thing just falls apart. As far as I'm concerned, if you're going to use AI at all, use it properly. When accuracy matters, my advice is always use the highest level thinking model that you have available to you. Unless you have Chat Pro, that might be slightly overkill for like math homework. In college, time is money, and homework is a full-time job. Google AI Pro and ChatGPT Plus are like $20 a month, and Google is even sometimes giving out a free year to students. The industry is in a tough spot right now with hardware and compute costs continuously rising, and if you just use the default options, these companies will do anything to optimize for lowering their costs. So moral of the story is, I just don't trust the default. Coming in at number 4, trust but verify. Question early and question often. Even though they're better, the highest thinking models are still susceptible to hallucination. If you're trying to follow the steps that the AI took through a problem and you really get stuck on something and it doesn't make sense, or it says something that you think is incorrect based on what you learned previously, don't just accept it. Go back to the textbook and check, or edit your initial prompt a little for clarity and try to run it again. Sometimes I even debate ChatGPT, Gemini, and Grok against each other to check for a majority consensus. Feel free to ask the model to reanalyze something, or take a moment to search the web to ground its answer in more reliable sources. And number 3, unless you're really lost, make a best effort to work through the problem on your own before even sending that first prompt. I think that dumping the problem to AI immediately is the fastest way to rob yourself of your learning and thinking. Once I've made a best attempt at the problem, I like to send it, my answer, and a quick breakdown of my thinking process to the AI to ask for feedback. Then it can come back at me with really actually nuanced and helpful explanations or clarifications for something that it sees I have the wrong idea about. And this leads me to number 2, ask follow-up questions. Don't be afraid to pester the AI with really stupid questions. Its value as an infinite tutor is unbelievable. Nail it down when you're lost on something. Ask it to give examples or simpler versions of the same problem. Maybe even have it back up a little and explain the base concepts or first principles of something. You could say things like, okay, I thought this, but why is that not true? Using this tip, I can very quickly go from, I have no idea what's happening right now, to, oh. And just to be clear, what I'm not telling you to do is ignore the textbook. Having at least a base level idea of what's happening can be huge for knowing what to ask. And in some cases, the AI is just really not good. Like in ECEN 250, Circuit Analysis 2, I couldn't have even cheated in that class if I wanted to. The AI is just not capable of properly reading an image of a complicated circuit diagram. So every Wednesday, I would sit down for 8 hours and do nothing but read the textbook chapter and work through the example problems. So when it came time to do the homework, I was ready to consult with the AI rather than just blindly trust it to teach me something. And finally, number 1, avoid copy and pasting like the plague. I kind of briefly touched on this already, but I really want to emphasize it. Having the AI check my answers and give me feedback has been a huge boon for my workflow, but what I never do is have it give me the answer right up front. At the beginning of a study session, I'll prompt with something like, "We're going to do physics homework. This week, we're studying angular momentum. For each question, I'll send you the problem and my best answer with an explanation. I'd like you to independently solve the problem, then come back and check my answer. If I got it right, just say I did and maybe give a brief breakdown of the problem. If I didn't get it right, don't give me that answer directly, but instead, give me a quick crash course in the concepts that I need to know to solve the problem by myself, and maybe give me an example with a simpler problem and the answer right there so I can check it." And that's great. If you're using a thinking model, it can actually go off in the background and research, write code, work through the problem, use a calculator, and then come back to you with actually a really nice summary. At least most of the time. Just always make sure you come to the final answer by yourself. Not just think that you can get to the final answer, but actually do it. And those are my top 5 tips for using AI correctly in education. I'm wondering, what are your experiences with AI in college? Do you disagree with any of my points? I would genuinely love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your week.